Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Friday, the 22nd of May 2020, and this was our inaugural Friday FAME Fandango. FAME being my little flexibility, agility, mobility, and energy fitness training sessions. And this was really using the Pink Champagne session that we've been doing for a few weeks to expand it and open it up to any pink paddlers from across the globe who want to join us. I videoed people speaking, but because of a few bandwidth issues, we missed a few, but we had representatives on our first meeting from Wave Walkers in London, Boston Wellness Warriors. We had Pink Champagne, who were the hosts, of course, Paddlers for Life, and Pink Royals, Paddlers for Life up on Windermere. Florence, we had Cecilia from the IBCPC. We had Minnesota represented, and Greece as well. Dallas, Texas, Tampa, Florida, Donegal, Ireland. Now, what I'm looking to do, if there's enough interest, and I hope there is, then hopefully next Friday we can expand it a bit further and get a few more of the pink paddlers together. Anyway, without further ado, I'll just show you the little introductory video, and we'll get on with the action, so to speak. Enjoy it. Thank you. 3, 2, 1. Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to... I'm in Stony Stratford in Middle England. You're all over the world. I'm really proud and really pleased that we're here. This is the Friday FAME Fandango. FAME is my little system of flexibility, agility, mobility, and energy. It's the stuff I do, yeah? Now, but because there's so many of you here, could you please introduce yourselves? So one talking at once. So away you go. Anybody? Tell me where you are.
Edna Taylor from Donegal.
No, Deborah from Donegal. Where are you from?
Edna Taylor, Tampa, Florida.
Edna from Tampa.
Hi, Karen.
Hey, Edna.
Carol Park from Dallas, Texas. Yay.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Anywhere else?
Cheryl from Dorset.
Cheryl Kennedy from Dallas, Texas.
Margaret. Cecilia, where are you from?
I'm Cecilia from Florence, Italy.
Carol Rock, where are you from?
Janet from Pink Champagne, Dorset.
Janet from Pink Champagne. Brilliant. Okay, any more? Karen Hackle, where are you from?
Tampa, Florida.
Another Tampa. Maria Murphy. That sounds distinctly Irish name. Where are you from, Maria?
I'm here in the Blue Stag Mountains in beautiful Donegal, Ireland.
Okay, any others? So, Pauline, where are you from?
I'm from Boston.
Boston. Wow, is that from Wellness Warriors?
That's right.
Absolutely fantastic. And we have Pier Angela. Where's Pier Angela from? Pier Angela's there. Okay, and we've got Coretta. And I think that's probably about it. I've got Patience, I've got Deborah, I've got Jane. Any more?
I'm Caroline from Wave Walkers, London.
Carolyn Wave Walkers, London.
Hey.
Any more? Any more?
Teresa
from Bournemouth, Dorset, England.
Teresa from Bournemouth, Dorset.
Oh, go Teresa.
Any more? Okay, let's go. Right, I'll leave this.
Champagne.
Right,
Hi.
I'm
Gemma. I'm from Spain originally, but I live in Indianapolis.
Brilliant.
And it's just great to see all of you ladies.
Emma,
yes.
a good friend of mine. I last saw you in Thailand last year. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. Okay, good morning everybody. This is the FAME Friday Fandango. FAME being my little fitness program, which is basically flexibility, agility, mobility and energy. And the Friday Fandango is an expansion of what we're doing with Pink Champagne on Fridays. Hopefully we have lots of you from around the place. And for that reason, no equipment needed. What you need is a body, and it's all body weight exercises. There are 22 exercises which you're welcome to use, of course, it's all free. 6 warm-up exercises, which I use as a paddle warm-up anyway. 6 hips, 6 shoulder specific, and another 4 floor exercises, which can be used as a cool down as well. We've got a few cool down stretches for you as well. So without further ado, starting off, the first one is jumping jacks. You're familiar with jumping jacks. However, it's not just a case of that frontal plane activity. If jumping stride jumps isn't quite for you, then you can do it with high knees marching. But the movements at the top, there's 6 of them. So the first one when you're jumping is the normal jumping jack.
The second one is one forwards, one side. I'll go through this, one forwards, one side. The third one is 2 forwards, 2 up, 2 forwards, 2 up. The fourth one is across the shoulders, across the chest, palms down, palm up. The fifth is like jump rope, but notice when we're doing it, the hands are interlocking differently. And the sixth is what we call here spotty dogs. So it's like a stride jump, so we changed into sagittal plane and we're pumping the arms. We'll go through that. I'll just do 4 of each just to get you going. So, option 1, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3. Option 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4. Option 3, 2, 3, 4. Option 4, across the chest. Option 5, jump rope. 2, 3, 4, and then spotty dogs. An old cartoon character or a child's puppet from the 60s or 70s in the UK, if you're not familiar with who the spotty dog was. Okay, next one is a posterior chain stretch. You can also do it with a paddle in your hand, but assuming we're just doing body weight, some things to remember. Posterior chain stretch, we're working the posterior chain, big muscles of locomotion down our back. Keep your knees unlocked. When we go down, I'll show you all in a minute, we're going all the way down to the ground and your back will loosen up, then all the way to the top, and then we're rotating out and out. You can see you can hold it with a paddle in your hand. We'll do this without to start with. So the whole thing is going to be 1, knees unlocked, 2, oblique stretch, and touch the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and your back loosens up. 3, 4. Notice when I'm holding this, I can do it with a paddle, but this hand will be stationary. So I'm rotating out to get that oblique stretch. This hand stationary and out. Okay, so you can start off, just touch your knees. 1, big stretch. All the way down, touch the floor or below, and your back will loosen up. Neutralise or centralise. 3, 4. That's 2, that's the posterior chain stretch. Next one is body rotations. As the name suggests, hip square, toes facing you, and we're going one to the other. So that your arms, hands about shoulder width apart. Okay, there we go. Trying to get through 180 degrees, but keeping those hips nice and square. There we go. Body rotations, simple as that. And we do these for about a minute. Okay, we'll do it Tabata style, 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, a minute on, 20 seconds off, something like that. Okay, here we go. Bent over Russian twist with a clap. Lots of variations to Russian twist. And what we're basically doing is, there's a clap position there. So there's a twist there, there, there. You see what I mean? So we're looking for at least 90 degrees, hopefully more. So we're opening up the core, opening up the hips and the shoulders as well. So try and keep that hand down there and follow it up to get a bigger stretch. So you're stretching within your range of motion, okay? And hopefully that increases as we go on. There's your bent over row, bent over Russian twist and clap. Next one is the take that British band. So what we're doing, hands over the head, it's like an arch shape, and we're going all the way down to hand behind the knee, push up. So using the core to push up, big stretch, push. So a bit of a leg push as well, push. And we're trying to reach up here as high as we can get. Okay, so arms are athletically straight. So use body weight to bring you down here, and then push up, stretch, push up, stretch. You see what I mean? So we go left to right, left to right. Okay, there we go. Next one is overhead squat. You can also do this with a paddle in your hand, and in fact it's part of my paddle routine anyway. But in this case, a squat, you're probably familiar with it. Routine with squats is to sit back, like you're sitting on a seat and then driving the ground away. Once again, knees unlocked, knees shouldn't be any further forward than your toe, so we're not leaning forward and pitching forward. So down to that nice central position and drive away, but to accentuate the stretch, hands over the head. So it's an overhead position. So we're squatting down and driving up. and down and driving up. So from the front, hands over the head there, big stretch to stretch out the core, down, keep those heads neutral. Now your arms will come forward a little bit, so I don't want you forcing your arms back. Let them come forward to a natural place. If you've got your head up, then your spine is going to stay neutral as you do it, okay? So down and up. And typically you may go down for 2 seconds, up for 2 seconds, down for 4 seconds, up for 4 seconds, that sort of thing, or down and up, and really push up to activate the calves and the quads as we push up, yeah? Okay, so there we go. There's a overhead squat. The next one is a 3-way lunge. Now, lunging. I'm going to lunge with my left leg, okay? So my right leg is staying stationary. So the forward lunge is there, trying to get the knee down towards the ground. Let me just change the angle of that camera a little. There we go. So I'm going to lunge, right leg stationary, left leg going forwards, okay? That's better, you can see it there. Now I'm going to lunge the same place. I'm going to move forward so you can see me. When I go backwards, what I'd like you to do is move your hands out so you keep your back straight, okay? Stretch out the core again, and then I'm going to lunge this way, out to the side, and then once again another oblique stretch. Just from the other side so you can see it, if I get you in the camera, I'm going to lunge forwards, try and get my knee down, nice and stable. Now I'm going to move forward a bit so you can see. So I can run out of space. I'm going to lunge backwards, and then I'm going to lunge to the side, transverse lunge, oblique stretch. Okay, so from the front, it's going to be forwards, back, this is moving with the right now, and right, oblique stretch. And to the left will be, with the right leg stationary, forwards, back, and to the left, oblique stretch, okay? You can add a twist if you wish. So when you go forwards, you could twist to the right, then go backwards, twist to the left, and then do your lunge. It doesn't really matter which way you go, left or right, as long as if you go forward, you go one way, and when you go backwards, you go the other way, okay? Okay, we started with our first 2 lunges. They're the 2 hip-specific exercises, whole body and hips really. Then we'll move into the pistol hip flex. Okay. So you need to be in a comfortable position on one knee forward, one knee back. I'll show you from the side as well. And we're flexing the hips. So we're using the hip flexors to drive forwards and then pushing back with the thigh with the quad as well. Okay, so we come from this position here. So hands up in like a pistol sort of shape, and I'm stretching out the core here, leaning slightly backwards. Then I'm going to stretch forwards and points, drive back, so keep stable, and forwards, drive back, big stretch back, and forwards, and drive back. Okay, nice, keep you stable. From the side, so we're from this position here, so reaching back, stretching out the lats and the obliques, and we're going forwards, lean forwards and drive back. Keep stable and forwards and drive back. Big stretch. Feel this in the quad at the back as well. And one more and drive forwards. Flex those hips and drive back. You see what I mean? It's a good stability exercise as well. And very similar if you're into yoga, the warrior one where you've got this overhead configuration. Okay then, so that's the pistol hip flex. Let's change the angle a little bit. Next one is the flamingo. Now, also known as the stalk. You can do it unsupported, you can do it holding onto something to start with. So the idea is, if I get where you can see, nice stable position, and you need to focus on one point. So I'm looking straight down the camera. On one leg, nice and loose. There we go, okay? If you want to get support, that's fine to get going. So knees together. Press the chest out. It helps if you're really looking at one focal point. Spot on the wall or whatever. I'm looking straight down the camera. Once again, under control, up to the front. Bottom of the leg loose. Hold the knee. And then out to the side. Like I say, you may need some support or counterbalance. And then to the back again. focusing on your stability, and flex forward or extend forward and flex back, don't touch the ground. If you need to touch down, that's fine. Then flex forwards or extend forwards and back and then up, and so it goes on for a period of maybe a minute, 2 minutes, whatever you're comfortable with, just stretching out. So there we go, that sort of routine, and down, okay? And so you do it the other side as well. You'll find you're probably more familiar with one side than the other, but like I say, just fix that focal point, get yourself balanced, and away you go. Knees together, chest out, up to the front. Good ankle strengthening as well. Lower leg loose, so no tension where it doesn't have to be. There we go, you see what I mean? So we're stretching it out, and then we can do our forwards and backs. There we go, stretching out the quads there on that lower one where you bring the knees together. Okay, so there's our Flamingo. Next one, standing scorpion. Now you're probably familiar with some of the scorpion stretches. This one is straightforward, nice balanced, and what we're doing with the right leg, we're stepping around to the left. Once again, hip, transverse, hip rotation, and again, okay? And we're getting round as far as we can get, stepping back to the rear, staying nice and stable. A hip flexibility exercise, core stability as well, okay? So stretching around as far as I can, it's like a rearward transverse lunge, okay? Back and forwards, keeping stable, keeping centered. So there's our standing scorpion. And the last of our hip exercises is straightforward, feet flat on the ground, big hip circles, not a little belly flick, big circle. I should feel this in my hamstrings, in my quads, in my glutes, trying to get the biggest circle I can, rolling off the balls of your feet and your heels, okay? So either hands on your hips or somewhere out the way, and change maybe 4 in one direction, 4 in the other, 6 or 8 in one direction, and there we go. So nice centered situation, and that's your 6 warm-ups and your 6 hips. Moving on to shoulder specific halos. Now I've got a variety of halo exercises. This one is called the high halo. This movement here is called circumduction. So imagine I've got a paddle. You can do it with a paddle, and I'm going to kneel down, but you do it standing up or kneeling down, so you can see what my hands are doing. So I've got them shoulder width apart, and what I'm basically doing is describing a circle. If I had a resistance band or a paddle on my hand, would be easier. So I go maybe 6 or 8 or maybe 10, and then I come down, same thing again. It's a horizontal, same movement, but horizontal. Okay, try and keep those together, and then we change, same number. Just that circumduction exercise, and then guess what? And up again, you see? So try and keep it together, really rotate through the shoulder. A shoulder specific condition exercise, more of a daily exercise rather than warm up before you go to a race or put it under pressure. The idea is if you build up that strength, flexibility, stability over time, then when you put it under more pressure, then it's going to be there for you, yeah? Okay, there we go then. So hip circles, high halo and loco. I call that loco because on the Zoom channel, when you're teaching, you see everyone across the top, they're all doing this. It looks like a locomotive, so that's where the name comes from. Okay, so high halos, locomotion. Another circumduction exercise. Right, imagine I'm rotating around my shoulder, okay? And as I do the circles, the more ellipses, my thumb brushes my hips, okay? So this is 0 degrees, this is 90 degrees, and we're doing small circles, or you can do it contra-rotating, it all works. So I'm going backwards to start with, then I'm getting bigger, 30 degrees, then 45 degrees, so take it steady, take it steady, take it steady, take it steady, a bit bigger, 60 degrees, and then 90 degrees, no higher than 90 degrees. Okay, circumduction, also called doorknobs, because we stop there, and imagine you're at an old country house and you're trying to turn a big doorknob, okay, and we're going all the way forwards, all the way back. These are less travelled exercises in terms of shoulder conditioning. Okay, all the way forwards. If you have a weight in your hand, it accentuates it, but it's just as good with just your hands. So both moving back, forward. You're almost pitching forwards, sticking your chest out. There we go. And then we can do some alternates, one forwards, one back, and you can really seal the stretch going all the way through the shoulders right across. Okay. And then when we've done a few of those, then we come down again. So once again, 90 degrees, and we're going to take it down and down and down and down. Just brushing your hips as you come through, and down, 60 degrees, and down, 45. You see what I mean? You can take as long as you want to get down there, but it's good to pre-stress the arms on the way up, then do the doorknobs, opposition doorknobs, and then bring down. One of the exercises is easy when you start doing it, and then you do a few more and think, oh, that's a bit more conditioning work, it's worth doing. Okay, here we go. Next exercise is the cross bow sit-up. You'll be familiar with the sit-up, straightforward sit-up, and then we're going right hand to left hip, 90 degrees, left hand to right hip. If I had a paddle or a pole or resistance band, that's a point of focus, okay? But you can do it body weight as well. All the way down, all the way up, big hip twist, big hip twist. If the leg comes up, kayak style, that's exactly where it comes from. Down, up, twist, twist. Down, up, twist, twist. In fact, accentuate the twist and the core activation. There we go, one more. Down, up, twist, twist. Okay, next one, glute bridge. Let me check my script. Glute bridge, frontal and lateral raise. So glute bridge, legs flat on the floor. Let me make sure you can see me. And then we're going up onto the shoulders, pushing the hips to the sky. So we keep that glute bridge, glutes tight, there we go. Feel some tension in my thighs there, in my quads. So what we're doing, once we've got that glute bridge set up, arms at the top, vertically up, and then stretch, down, up, big stretch there. Keep those thighs facing upwards. I'm trying to get a straight line between my knees and my shoulders. Big stretch, vertical, there we go, horizontal, down, up, stop, press, down, up, stop, press, and so it goes on. Once again, you could do it with a small weight, aerobics weights, just to add a bit more resistance, or a resistance band doubled over, that sort of thing, but obviously going out to the side, then you couldn't do that, okay? But different variations, just so expanding the chest, once again, mobilise the shoulders and the hips at the same time while maintaining that static iso hold stretch, which is the glute bridge. Okay, there we go. Two more before warm down. So where are we? Next one is the dynamic Superman. It's got various these exercises have various titles. These last two exercises, bear in mind, this is the neutral position, also known as the happy cat. So hand below the shoulder, knee below the hip, and I'm going to go point with the right hand, point with the left leg. So there's my Superman position, nice and straight, pointing. Then I'm going to draw it in, so the knee and the elbow cross over at least, and I'm going to pulse out again. So I'm going to flex and extend, and you can do it that sort of cadence, or you could actually, if I swap over the legs, you could flex, 2, 3, 4, press, 2, 3, 4, flex in, 2, 3, 4, extend, 2, 3, 4. So you see the point. You can change what I tend to do is maybe go through it 5 times, flex, extend and flex, and then I'll do a hold for maybe 4 or 5 seconds and back in again, okay? The last exercise is a cat stretch, which you can use as a warm down, or cool down. Neutral position, I'll just talk you through it. So happy cat, neutral spine, and then I do dancing cat, and what I like you to do is really flexing and extending, depressing, elevating, rotating, circumducting your shoulders and your hips actually, dancing cat. And then draw the belly in, tummy in, chin on chest, lumbar spine uppermost into sad cat. You're probably familiar with that. Arch in the back, get a big stretch. Next one is a 3-legged cat. It's a lat and oblique stretch, so I scoop down and up. I'll show you from the other side. I'm pushing up with this hand and pushing down with that shoulder, looking over my left shoulder to get more of a stretch. So I feel that stretch all the way through the core, specifically lats and obliques. Neutral, 3-legged cat this side, scoop down and up. So I'm pushing down, pushing up with this one and down with my shoulder. There we go. Stretch that through, look over my shoulder to accentuate the stretch. And then last one is the prayer position, also known as the sleeping cat or the waking up cat. If you've got a cat, you know what I'm talking about. Sit back on the heels, walk or slide the hands forwards, rotating on your hands, push your shoulders down towards the ground. So get a stretch through the back, upper arms, obviously that's where your lat inserts. Feel that stretch, and to accentuate that stretch, maybe come off a little bit, walk a little bit further forward, then sit down and trying to keep the hands in the same position. There we go, and typically the cat stretch, I'll go through that 3 or 4 times. Okay, that's the 22 exercises. I'm just going to put you back on the table nice and steadily, and I'll show you a couple of warm down, cool down exercises. Whoop. There we go, that's got this nice and settled there. So the last cool down exercise, you can do lots of these stuff, the slower stuff. When you think about warm down is dynamic, cool down is maintenance and developing stretching. What I would add to that is what I call really the starfish. So interlock the hands, bend at the waist, hang your head down to get more stretch, feel that stretch all the way through the back into the hamstrings. Lift and push the hands, and that separates the shoulder blades. And then come up into a starfish position, so a Y-shaped starfish, get the stretch through the back. And then same again, so from the side, we're lifting and pushing to separate the shoulder blades, second time through. And then coming into a horizontal starfish, so get the stretch through the chest, okay? Last one we may consider doing, we call them high mums, like a frozen Mexican wave. Stretch the back, down, touch the ground, touch the sky, arch the back, do that a few times. Touch the ground, touch the grouse, touch the sky. Last one, in we go, either nice stable position, up on tiptoe, reach high on one side, big stretch down my right side, reach high on the other side, big stretch down my left side. Then both hands high, breathe in, out, and down. And that's you done. I'm Tim Smith. My little company is called Cypselurusflyingfish. This is free for you, free forever. The Friday Fandango, the Friday FAME Fandango. Hopefully you enjoy that, share that. Free to view, free to subscribe. Feel free, whatever. Have a lovely day, and thank you for watching. Cheers. Bye.